someone. Anyway, he's an amazing person. Yeah, with the little chat I've had with him, it's kind of cool. Yeah, but we'll continue the other gist later. You know, right? We must finish it. All right, sir. Please, can I meet you?
Okay, my name is Okaje E. Ojimojo.
Okay.
I'm from Kogi State,
Okay.
Nigeria.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
He's an Ikanama. All right. So as you can know, I am Rachel Langs. All right. So our today's topic is gender difference. Mm-hmm. Gender difference. This gender difference have contributed positively a lot and negatively a lot. That's for me a lot. Yeah. So what would you say gender difference is?
Okay. Good afternoon once again, everyone,
Yeah.
and thank you for inviting me to this chat.
Okay.
Yeah. So the gender difference is first of all, I would just like to say it's the difference between a man and a woman. Let me just put it in that context.
Okay.
First, the difference between a man and a woman. This is in terms of their role, what they do, and this is in terms of their intellectual capacity. Now, as a
Capacity.
yeah,
Okay.
now as a in form of the role now, in our traditional society,
Yeah.
we know men as the head, like is the head of the house,
Mm.
while we know the woman has
The neck.
yeah, as the supportive person in the house.
Okay.
As little children, we sang "Mommy in the kitchen cooking rice and
And the
Daddy in
daddy
the
is
parlor
watching film.
watching film."
And
So
he's the head watching film.
he's the head now. He has
He's
to.
not
He's
he's not in
thinking.
the farm.
He's thinking while watching.
He's thinking while watching
Yes.
film.
So that is for the role. Now for the intellectual capacity, there are some certain things a man can handle
Okay.
intellectually, and a woman probably might look at it as not so important. Why it goes vice versa.
Okay.
There are things women can be like, oh, this is so important to me.
Mm.
Why the man is
Mm.
looking at it like, come on, Finn,
Nothing.
it's nothing. So that is it. They are different because it's a man and it is a woman.
He's a man and he's a woman. All right. Okay. So how does this gender difference affect or is affecting families today?
Okay, now gender different has different ways it affects
Okay.
family.
It could be negative. It
Yeah,
could be positive.
it could be negative, yes, it could be positive.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, I usually used to tell people that the role of a man in a family cannot be overruled, and also the role of a woman in a family can never be over. Each is like a football. Each player has his own role.
Okay.
Each player, the defender role is different from the striker role. It's
Okay.
different from the goalkeeper role. So
Okay.
you cannot interchange. You cannot say, okay, I'll be the goalkeeper and I'll be the striker. It's a
Okay.
risky business there.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, please. Can I cut you here? You continue, but let me
Okay.
ask you this question. And so, what if this striker decide not to be striking, and then the defender decide to be striking and defending? What happens?
That's why you have cases of home goals. You have cases of let's say
Throw away.
foul and different things. Sorry, I'm not
I'm just a fan
so
of football.
I'm not too much into football. I just
Okay.
get a brief of football and get. But
Yeah.
the thing is, in the real sense, a striker is meant to be a striker.
Okay.
A defender is meant to be a defender. A
Okay.
goalkeeper is meant to be a goalkeeper. So also in the family setting, a husband is meant to be a husband. A man is meant to be a man. A woman is meant to be a woman. Children is meant to be the children.
Children.
Now, I've seen families in real life whereby there's no father. Yes, the father is alive, but the father is not playing his role. And at the end of the day, you see these children, and you're like, geez, like you really know the space of a father is missing
Of
because that
course.
authority as a man is not there. Yes, the mother is trying,
Mm.
but these guys don't really get it yet that there's this authority that comes with a father. So also a woman, I've also seen cases where there's lack of women in role. There are a few times when my mom rather, will travel and lives all with our dad. It's not like he doesn't do so much to
No,
take
he
care
tried
of
his
us.
best.
He tries his
Because the
best.
mother is not there.
He does everything, but there are still some certain things lacking.
Of course.
Therefore, we are close to our mom in terms of gisting. My dad is the more quiet person, and my mom is the more less gist kind of person. So my dad, if you bring gist to him, it's not like he doesn't respond, but the that he respond in monosyllabic or something like, okay. And you're wondering like, what is gist? Is like, okay, that is the
Okay.
response, and you want more, but it's giving you that okay kind of vibe. And you have my mom at the other hand that is
She
willing
wants to
to,
hear everything and she will
like, she wants to
be
hear
giving
everything.
you the
She's eager.
vibes.
She's putting words into your mouth so that she can just catch you and be like, okay. So you see how the role
Yeah.
play, right?
Yeah.
So my dad is there doing his okay kind of thing, but we already get his message.
Yeah.
And there is my mom who is also there doing a investigative type of thing, and we're also okay with that. So if one of them seem not to be around, there's going to be effect on us, the children. So
Yeah.
both of them has their role. So we cannot rule out each person role.
Okay. And so, let me add to this. This gender difference affecting family negatively. Let me put it this way, negatively, because um, a husband that is known to be the protector, a husband that is known to be the provider, a husband that is known to be the strong man in the house, have probably decided not to take up his responsibilities. But if you see him outside, you would think he's a man outside. But come back to the house. Okay, how is it that a man does not take up his responsibility? Okay, let me say, leaving everything for the mother. Okay, they are your children, they are your responsibilities. Bringing food in the house, so is the woman. Taking care of the children is the woman. Taking care of the house is the woman. And you still expect her to wash your clothes. Take care of you, take care of the children. And you go out, and some of these men, okay, probably they're working class men, they will still go out, eat outside, drink outside, buy things for friends outside, and then come back home with empty handed. And this woman now, the only thing she does is, okay, if little money comes into her hand, the only thing she thinks of is her kids. And then probably if my husband comes back home, she'll be able to find food to eat. And so with this kind of thing, sometimes it will drive the woman nuts. And you push her to the wall to the limit where she cannot take, she wants to become the man. And that will become a problem. And then they will say, okay, she's stubborn, she's this, she's disrespectful, she wants to control the husband, she wants to. No, but if the husband is doing what he is supposed to do as a husband, the woman will not have need of wanting to be the husband or handling everything herself. But if you're doing your part, I'm doing my part, then the work or the movement will become at least a bit smoother. I am not saying marriage is smooth and bed of roses. Sometimes it's kind of rough, and sometimes it's sweet. And but if all of us bring our collective ideas and strength put together, we'll build a better home for the nation or the generation we're trying to bring. But the husband is there doing his things without helping the home. It's going to be a problem. The wife, okay, now probably if it is the wife who now has become the backache, the husband is trying to see the house is okay, in order, taking care of. I've seen men who take care of their home, while the woman probably goes out with her friends to drink, stay out, come back home late, and contribute nothing. But the only thing she contributes is probably bearing children, and she's still bringing children. The husband now is left with the responsibility of taking care of these children, washing their clothes, buying food, cooking food if need be, or getting a house help that probably that tomorrow come you hear story. This is what this girl have done, or this is what this boy have done, or all of these things. So if all of us put our heads together. Husband is doing his responsibility, wife is doing her own responsibility. We will be able to take off this problem that comes in when this man is not in a place to take his responsibility, just as um, traditionally as the gender difference wants it to be like husband is the husband, wife is the wife. Husband provide, wife take care and nurture and probably replicate. Yeah. So if you're not doing that, and then I decide to be doing that, I want to be the head one day. But if you're doing that, and I am not doing my supportive me, then probably you look for support somewhere. And so that now will bring a lot of problem. And so that's why I said disadvantage of all of these things. But let me just leave it there first. So how does this gender difference have a moral lesson? Does it have any moral lesson in families, in society?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
There's a value, like I said, there's a set of value for every person.
Mm,
My value different from yours, different from any other person. The role I can play in life,
mm,
so many persons might not be able to.
yeah.
So also the role you can play. Now,
Mm,
let's say for instance, I have children. Let's for instance, I have children and their mother is not there and they are girls.
mm,
You know, even if I try to take care of them,
mm.
there will
It
still be
won't be the way
something.
the mother
Yes,
will
there will still be something
love them.
missing. Now, I might not be able to school them to understand how this menstrual cycle work.
Mm,
So they might get a misconception or they might even not understand and one day they go to school and there's this disgrace about it
mm,
there in school. So you see where the mother has to come in.
yeah.
Now she has the experience, she comes in and be like, okay, when it's time, this is what you should do, this is what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
So also there can be some certain I have to tell the guy child
Yeah.
that okay, this is where you have to pick up responsibility. There was one thing my dad did one I could remember. My mom asked us, the boys,
Yeah.
to take care of the dishes in the kitchen. And I could
Mm-hmm.
remember my brother saying, no, it's a woman's duty. And I heard my dad just come out from his bed. I was like, who made that statement?
That is the
And we're
thing.
like, sir, is so person. Immediately, he just pulled out his cane from where it was. I was like, all of you kneel down
Hmm?
and flogged all the boys because we have only one girl in the house and flogged all the boys. And he told us, he said, have you ever heard me say the kitchen is the woman's responsibility? And we're like, no, sir. We're much younger,
Mm,
not at this age. We're way much younger. We're still growing and red.
mm,
And he said, so why do you think all of a sudden you can just come up with the idea of washing plates meant for women? And since that time, that thing has still been playing that in my head. Like
mm,
it's not just a woman's thing to be in the kitchen. It's not just a
mm.
woman thing to be in this certain environment.
Yeah.
So what am I saying in essence? Now, this is the place of value for my dad, where he told us that it's not just a woman thing to be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So now he has given us that value there.
Yeah.
So also my mom has also taught us as guys
Mm.
what we should do and what we should not do to
Do.
women.
Yeah.
How we should act when we see women, how
Mm.
we should
Treat
not,
them.
how we should treat them, and all the rest. So there is always a sense of value. Like I will always say till I leave the show that you cannot replace any role for anybody.
Mm.
It's a compulsory thing. Just like we said, sometimes we each person might be dead to their role and
Mm.
not really awake to perform their role.
Mm.
But still, that does not. Society must understand us. That does not still change the fact that there's a difference between a man and
And
a
a
woman,
woman.
and each must conduct their role. There's a different role. No matter how you want to be a single mother and say you can fill up, you can fill up, you can fill up. There's still that space where a man has to come in.
Of course.
There's still that, see, you might not see it, but people are noticing that no, this child does not have a father. And they are like, there's a there's an absence of a dad here,
in his life
and also the man. People will notice there's an absence of
of
a
a
woman.
mother.
But why society focus more on the women parties? If they are missing, it's really noticeable.
Okay.
It's really noticeable.
So very important.
No, for sure, I would say women are really. You know, I was telling my friends, I said there's a special way God creates a woman. That
Yeah.
there are some certain things that will happen to you even as a guy. You don't want to really talk to your guys first.
Mm.
You want to really hear it from the other gender.
Mm.
You want to really like, okay, what will they say?
What will you do if it
You want
happens
to
to
be
you?
vulnerable first with them. Then normally there's things that have happened to me as a guy, and I'll tell my guys, and I'll be like, okay, now man, you be Chester, and you just be like, wow, so this whole thing, a man, I be I should check. And I'm telling you, a woman is seeing deep into it and feels like, okay, this is what you should have done,
Do
or
yeah.
this is what you should do. You know, so this is where the place of value comes in as a man
Yeah.
and a woman. We need each other to survive.
Of course. And so I think men leaving a lot of responsibility for women. I think please you people should reconsider because yeah, we get tired too. No, a husband will sit, place his leg on the stool, doing what? Pressing his phone. Okay, the wife now will stand up. I am not saying a woman should not do that, but at least husband surprise her one day. Carry him up his stick and mop.
Okay,
Cook.
on that, let me
Do
just
something. But you see, this gender difference mentality have eaten up to a lot of men's, in fact, 130% of their brain. That these men will sit, your wife probably she's heavily pregnant, doing washing plate, sweeping, cooking, and then you're expecting her to come and still serve you and bring you bathing water. Man, you just bath and put perfume, wear your clothes, wear your shoe, and go out and come back and give me. You're still expected to come and eat food. She's tired. But
now
she's kind of just doing it because there's a gender difference. You are a woman, you just have to.
I don't
No,
want
that thing is paining
let's
me.
understand this thing. Let's try to understand this thing. Now, like I said, my dad gave us a mentality different from what I would say the average Nigerian guy we have. Now he gave us this mentality of come on guys, you are together with your woman. You
Uh-huh.
just have to do things together. But see, let's understand this thing now. Let's understand it. Now, as a guy now, even at this age,
Mm,
I tend to be far away or think far away in thoughts, or how do I put this? Like I can be lost in thoughts.
mm,
I can be thinking of different things
mm.
all at once. And all of this is just to make sure I'm the provider. Like
You're the right track.
I'm always at the right track. You know,
Okay.
that sometimes I ask myself this question, am I really doing the right thing? You
Mm.
see, that alone as a man can drain you. I'm serious. I'm not trying
Okay,
to side
no,
my
no, no,
gender
no, no.
now.
Justify your
Now, see,
no.
that alone, see, the work of provision, Dr. Miles Moreau made me to understand something that as a man, you are meant to provide always.
Uh-huh.
You are meant to provide always. Come rain, come shines, or come
Sunshine.
everything, you are
Okay.
meant to always put it on the table. Because the day you don't put it on the table, is that day you now hear something like, and you claim you're a man. You see where see sometimes this thinking of providing can really drain you as a man. You are trenched because you are thinking, okay, if I'm working in this place and my salary is 250, immediately you are thinking of ways to make sure that that 250
Sustain you.
sustains you.
Mm.
Mind you now, your family, your immediate nuclear family is expecting something from you.
From you.
There's siblings expecting something from you.
Yeah.
There's father and mother expecting something from you.
Yeah.
Now there's the wife's brother somewhere that is expecting something from you.
Okay, just finish this your talk. I'm going to ask you.
So
Finish.
so now this is like a lot of things.
A lot of things.
This is a lot
And then
of
you
person.
think that women
I'm coming. I will get to that part. Now this is like a lot of
men
persons coming to meet you and be like, I'm expecting something from you. I'm expecting something from you. I'm
okay.
expecting something from
Okay.
you. See, let's look at it. See, let's not try to be gender biased here now. Let's balance things up.
And I don't want to see you at
Let's balance this up. I'm
okay.
coming. I will talk extensively on this. Now, as it's draining as a man to just think of things like you're thinking of things. Like I said, I'm not even married yet, and it's even draining to just sit down and be like, oh boy, okay, next. That thing's calling my attention.
Okay.
Things really calling my attention.
Okay.
There is something somewhere that will be like, okay, I need this, I need that. Let me just say, just last week I was just I finished from rehearsals and I was going home and I saw my younger sister call. Like, I'm fine now, I'm good. Like, okay, and this is I already knew where the talk was going to.
Okay.
Like the next thing I saw a message, my account number. I was like, come on. I called her back. I said, come, let's have a talk. Did you keep money with me somewhere to give you? And she was like, how about her, big brother? I was like, okay, let me try. And it was not convenient, but I had to do that.
Okay.
So imagine how many inconveniences I have to bear like that.
So
That is just
do you think that women don't go
Wait,
through this
that
inconvenience?
is just one out of many
Which
inconveniences.
many? Men, many
There are
inconveniences.
many inconveniences.
Oh, really?
We might not really see. The thing is, as a man, we just tend to have this, should I say, shock absorber that just tend to
And then you absorb
you
everything,
absorb
you
it
chest
in.
it.
And most time you wonder why men tend to be more quiet than women. That's because you are thinking like,
Men, I'm not buying this one. Men are more.
no,
No, wait. So
seven-
let me ask you. You think we men are under pressure more than women?
now this is you
No,
trying
just
to
say yes
put
or no.
words into
Just
my
say
mouth.
yes or no.
Now let me bring a balance to what
No, just say
what I've
yes
been trying
or
to say.
no.
No, I've been trying to say something, and it looks like I've been siding one gender. Now let me bring a balance to it. Now,
You better balance it very,
there's
very
a
well.
part where the woman plays.
Okay.
Now, and this is where I will want to use the word. Some women now can be more emotionally mature than the men.
Okay.
Like they can really take things emotionally than the men.
Okay.
Now, see, yes, there's a part where this man is not understanding that he's supposed to do this thing,
Okay.
which is a big mess up on his part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that should be overlooked or that should be overruled,
Okay.
but this is now when a man messes up, we go straight to him and tell him, no, you are supposed to do this, you are supposed to do that, you are supposed to do this.
Okay.
Now, let me say this. Sometimes I find it weird that a lady is asking me for little money, as little as 2,000 naira, and I find it weird to tell her to give me back.
Okay, kind of borrow and then you want
Yes.
to refund you.
Not because I actually have like the millions of naira,
Okay, because you're a
but
man.
because I just find that I'm the provider. Like, come on, don't worry, we'll go there, right? It can be paining me in my heart, though.
Yeah.
And see, let's understand this, that first, like my first statement, both genders cannot be replaced in their role.
They cannot.
They cannot. So now, if a man is not doing his duty, that does not mean we overlook it. Now, there's not the part where a woman comes in, where you perform your role as much as you can. You do this as much as you can. See, permit me to bring scripture here. Even the Bible tells us that the man is the head of the house, as Christ is the head of the church.
Yeah.
And women should submit to the husband as the husband submits to Christ.
Okay.
See, let's understand this. It's first, let me bring down this, let me digress and let me bring the subject of submission. If as human being we can understand the subject of submission, then each person in their marriage will understand how to play that role better. Get it? Understand it. First, it is, I don't want to turn this show to a religious affair, but let me interpret it in the light of scripture. I see it.
Okay.
Now, first, the husband has to be the head of the husband has to submit under Christ.
Okay.
He must be ready that Christ become his Lord and submit to his rule and regulations of the Lord. So if a man is not submitting to the rules and regulations of the Lord, how do you expect him to perform his role?
Okay.
And how do you
So that
expect the
means he's
woman
out
to
of the
do the
line.
same? He's out of the line already.
All
Now,
right,
if
we're
you,
coming back to
oh,
that. We're going back to that. All right, Davey, we'll return back shortly after this short break. Welcome back. Yes, if you're just joining us, we are dealing with this wonderful topic, gender difference. Gender difference. And man, this person I'm having here, I wish I come with Koboko. Oh yeah. Continue from where you
yeah,
stopped.
I was explaining
So
the place of submission.
okay.
And sorry, viewers, I'm using the light of scripture. That is, if you're not Christian, and I'm just trying to make you understand something. That see, there's a place where Christ taught us that as a man you have to submit to him, and a woman has to submit with you. So if you as a man does not submit to Christ, how do you expect a woman to submit to you?
Okay.
Let's get that first straight.
Okay, now I'm standing up for you with this one.
You are not
This one.
you are not submitting to Christ.
Okay.
So how do you expect a woman to submit to you? That is another thing. Now let's understand this now as a man, that when you fail to perform your role, that is when your woman will tend to look for alternative, and that is where this thing called see finish will enter. So this is why I say there is a balance to this.
Okay.
First, we must understand that the balance is every person has their role. It's because one person is not performing his or her role. That is why you will see another person doing the role of another person. But come on, if there is a balance,
so should the head still be called head when he's not doing his responsibility?
Should your president still be called president when he's not doing his responsibility? Let's answer that.
No, answer me.
Does it change the fact that he's the president of a country because he's not doing his responsibility?
They were called him bad names.
But does it change the fact that he's still the president of a country?
Leave a country alone. Let's
no. It still does not change the fact that he's the president of a country. So it still does not change the fact that you still have to give him the respect as the head.
Man, as the man.
As the man. And it still does not change the fact that I have to give you your respect as the woman.
Okay, now what if you're bringing 50 and bringing 50?
Okay,
So are we going
what
to
is
share the
this?
position of
What
the
is
head?
this 50 we are talking about? Is it financially or what?
Everything that has to do with the
See,
house. Okay, now let me bring it. Let me clear you now. Okay, probably this year you pay 1 year house rent. Expire, I pay 1 year house rent, and then you buy food in bulk. It finishes. Then it's my turn. It finishes, and then probably children. This term is you. Next term is me. Next term is you. This is 50-50. And then when it comes to house chores now, you're leaving it for me. As in a woman, okay, now sweep, cook, wash clothes, wash my husband's clothes. In fact, I can even sing a lullaby for him to sleep. If you want to kill me. No, the only thing I am saying, help us, right?
It's not that we are not helping.
Some are actually trying, right? Some are trying, okay, but probably one day surprise cooking or sweeping or washing clothes or whatsoever. But out of 100, guy, out of 100, 95 are not doing anything. It's rare to see a man carrying a broom that wants to sweep. He is married, he have a wife at home. You see him sweeping. 95 of these people doing nothing. 5%, I'm not even sure of this 5%. Some of them could, okay, let me just wash her clothes. She's tired. Oh, babe, please go and sleep and rest. You've been working all day long. Man, kind of these things, you understand where I'm going to? We get tired, we are not robots. Yeah, we know you provide. We are grateful. We say thank you for provision, right? And sometimes we too can buy Maggie and salt. That money is coming from our pocket, and
First.
So
what? Let's get this. Before any of this is done,
yeah,
I guess so many families before any of this is done, there's a discussion before time.
Okay.
And you know his financial capacity. Let's start with that. You know his financial capacity. True or false?
True.
Now, and there is a discussion. You can't tell me there is no prior discussion before there.
Of course, probably there must be an agreement between you and the person.
First, let me even come from this side. Then where is this complaint coming of that men are leaving responsibilities for women? When
are we lying?
When it seems the woman is even agreeing to it. See. Let's get this. First, you're making it sound like I'm a misogynist right now. But this is it. I want to acknowledge the fact. See, I have a mother and I know her role. I've seen her do quite a lot. Like, no. I've told myself if I want to get married today, when I see the woman, I want her to be like my mom.
Okay.
Because I've seen the sacrifice she has put in to make things work.
Okay.
I've seen the sacrifice, the length she has gone to make sure all of us as our children are okay.
Okay.
This cannot be overemphasized in any way. This cannot be I'm not in supportive I'm not in supportive of men who don't perform their role. If you come and it's simple thing, bros, get up and do what you're supposed to do. But at the same time, I'm not in supportive of women who want to override a man. I'm not saying if he's not performing his role, just look down and just look at it, look away. No, you can call his attention to it. But that still does not change the fact that he is the man. We must understand this concept. Let's not drag this thing that he is the man.
He is the man.
But let's still understand that women are trying, but they are really trying. They are going out of their ways to do some of these things. Like it's like extra also for them. It's like extra work, extra thing for them. Go to work. Come back, cook the food, and take care of the children. That is quite a lot of work.
Take care of the husband too.
Take care of the husband too.
Please put it, because
that is quite a lot of work for them.
Okay.
So if you are a man and you're not really getting up to your responsibility, this is it here. Please get up to your responsibility. Ejo, we beg that you please. Even me, I'm begging myself. Please, I'm begging myself. As a future husband to be, to get up to my
Okay, yeah,
responsibility,
you take up your
to
responsibilities,
take up my
right?
responsibility.
Yeah,
But
you provide.
let's understand that this feminism we are trying to always create cannot really work.
Feminism.
Yes.
We are only crying, seeking, asking for help. It's not feminism.
Let's be
It's
sincere with each
not.
other. Let's be sincere with each other. It like come on, if it's not providing, then put
Shift him
him.
aside. Okay, now me, I'm not coming in that light. I am coming in the light of women have blood and flesh. They get tired.
Yes.
We are not saying you men are not trying. Okay, me in particularly, let me put it this way. Me, I am not saying that men are not trying. Not all men do, right? The ones that are trying, going out to work and come back, and then probably you have a wife that is a working class who goes out in the morning and comes back home. Okay, she wakes up in the morning, cook your breakfast, make sure you eat, the kids eat, dress them to school, take their bath and whatsoever, dress them to school. She goes to her workplace and still come back in the evening. You too, you came back in the evening. You guys jump at home, right? Okay. She now picks up where she stops in the morning. She continues, probably sweeping, cooking, attending to children, and then probably they have assignment. It will shock you that this husband will shower and wear his shirt. I'm coming before the dinner will be ready. He wants to go and watch football. He wants to go and sit in their parlor. So what is wrong with the husband saying, okay, calling his kids, bring your assignment, let's do it. Or, okay, please, can I help you in the kitchen? Let me cut tomato. Let me do something. That's just all we are asking. We are not saying come and take the whole place. Okay, if you are not doing it for a woman that, for your wife probably in a period where she is not pregnant, what happens when she is pregnant? Give her a helping hand. I have seen a woman who is doing everything up and down, carrying. I cannot carry that kind of water on my head. I won't. But she's like this and she's carrying water. The husband is at home. She goes back and wash clothes, do all of these things, come back and lie down with backache, headache, and whatsoever. And then husband is there. I am the head. I am the husband. I'm waiting for food to eat, and then the food now probably out of tiredness or anger or something, you put salt, and then the salt became so extra, and then it becomes a problem. Do you want to kill me? Like, do you want to kill me? Or Pepe or something? Do you understand? So we find it so frustrating. We find it so frustrating. If you don't want to sweep, wash.
Okay, so the issue, let me understand the issue now. So the issue we are having right now so the issue the world system is having with men now is not doing domestic chores. So this whole issue now, I'm trying to this whole pick up responsibility
Yes,
is just domestic choice.
Help us. No, you know.
So the pick up responsibility is domestic choice.
No, wait, no.
Let me
Please, no.
Is the pick up responsibility for domestic choice?
Pick up responsibility, as it is written, a man will provide, a man will protect.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's only when you bring, right? I will multiply. It's only when you bring, I will nurture.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you're not bringing anything, and then you're not assisting me in cutting tomato and pepper and washing
plates. So the problem is the tomato and pepper that is. No. So
yeah, don't play.
Wait.
No.
Yes, I really want to understand this. Is the problem the tomato and pepper is not cutting? Or the problem is the providing, the money is not bringing, the paying of the bills is not in? Because I want to understand this thing. Let me know where the problem is first.
Okay.
So, like, you should provide and also cut tomato and pepper.
We are providing too.
Wait now. Answer me now. You should provide and also cut tomato and pepper.
Yes. Yes, no. Is there anything wrong with that?
Let me tell you what that narrative. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. See,
okay.
By the grace of God and under God, by sure mercy, I promise to be a very supportive husband.
Oh,
when she finally comes, right?
Okay.
I promise to be, because like I said,
You'll be cutting paper and
making making reference to my dad. I've seen my dad. Let me give this example again. Sorry, I'm using my family as an example because these are the people I've seen all the way.
Yeah.
When I graduated from the university, I was coming home from Ondo State. And when I was coming home, my mom had already told me she will not be home, that she traveled.
Yeah.
And she won't be home 2 days to my coming. Or after 2 days after my coming, she will still not be home. So I was not thinking, I wanted to postpone my coming home. I was like, this woman is not at home now. It don't be, I cannot be at home with my father. Food was what I was thinking of.
Okay.
But lo and behold, when I got home, I just decided, because the money I had on me, I started spending it unnecessarily. So I said, "Kai, let me pack my load and go home." When I got home, the day one I got home, it was my father that served me. The day two, he was still the one that cooked and served. So can you see that I grew up under a dad who cooked and cut pepper and still provided.
Okay.
But let's understand this thing, that an average African man will not have issues with cutting pepper as long as you, as the woman, is doing your diligent duty. See, let's not rule out the fact that there are women who don't do anything. Their own is just to sit at home and eat.
I said that earlier on.
Keep bringing.
I said that earlier
Yes.
on.
So also I said that there are men who don't perform their responsibility.
Yeah,
so
you
this
said
is where
that
the
too.
two parties now come in and be like, you as the woman, do your own. Me, I do my own. And this is what we mean. Yes, are there days as a man where I'll be broke and I really need you to bring out money from your business? Yes, there are.
Of course.
Please.
And women
help
are
me
good in
with it.
doing that.
Yeah, please help me with it. But that still does not mean I'm shifting my responsibility. And that still does not mean that when it's time for me to cut tomato and pepper, I won't. I will try to cut it. But let's stop making it look like, oh, the man's work is just to sit in the office, come back, take his bath, go back again, go to God knows where. Come on, there are some men who do that. But there are still some men who still engage in extra activity just to
In
make
the
this
house.
provision. So the balance to all this thing is everybody perform your role. Everybody do your assignment.
Okay, everybody perform your role.
Yes.
Right?
Everybody do your assignment.
So if you're broke, please do not ask me for money. But if I am broke, I will ask you because you are the provider.
Okay.
No.
But
Relax,
if you want to cut tomato and pepper, I should come and ask.
No, I will cut my tomato and pepper. Wait. No, I'll cut my tomato and pepper. And just know that if you do not bring 5 naira for food that day, there won't be food. Is it okay? Let's balance it. If you do not bring money for food for that day, and if I have, I should go and buy and eat outside, I am not going to give you. And if you bring, you will eat. And if it is time for me to cut my pepper and tomato, I will cut my pepper and tomato. If you're broke, don't ask me for money. But if I am broke, I will ask you for money.
Why?
You are the provider.
Okay.
And then I am the full housewife.
You are the consumer.
Anyhow you put it, I'm the consumer. I will collect, I will eat.
We all need each other
to
grow.
Okay. Okay.
And I also said it's not wrong for a man to enter a kitchen to cut tomato and pepper. It's not
more especially onion.
And it's not also wrong for the man the woman also. It's not wrong for her to be supportive. But I think where we have a problem, where the problem is when it looks like one is now making it a double responsibility for the other
person.
And that is what I'm saying, that it ought not to be so. In the beginning, it wasn't so. Abraham and Sarah didn't teach us like that.
We have to travel and see them again.
Then Abraham was always doing his thing. Sarah was always doing her thing. But at the end of the day, there were times where they met and be like, I'm sure there are times where Grandpa Abraham will be like, come on, I'm broke. Lend me some money. And
happily she will give.
And there are times where if he is less busy, he can just come and be like, okay, let me help out. He might not even be cutting the tomato and pepper. He might just be there hanging around gisting
Doing something, or pushing the fire
and
firewood into
gisting
the
and all.
something.
And it's something. So what I'm saying in essence is everybody has his own role to play. So let the society come up with this idea that
Kitchen is only for women. Kitchen is
yes,
for all of us.
and
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 providing,
providing is only for
no,
it can work hand in hand. There are days where you can be less busy as
yeah.
a man, you can help out in the kitchen. There are days where you can have the required fund. Don't as a woman funds, don't hoard your funds. You can just help out and be like,
And cook
okay,
food, not delicious food.
please take, you can take this money and sort this bill. I've seen where women will be like, take this money, go and fuel the car and the rest. And I've seen where the man is like, I think my auntie was gisting me about her husband that she traveled and her husband wanted to cook. And what did he even put inside the food self? I've even forgotten.
Typo.
No, no, not typo. Like the food was normal, but it was something I've forgotten. It's
But was
edible,
it?
but it was not supposed to be in the stew. It was supposed to be in
He
the
put the dawa.
rice. No, no, it was white rice and stew. It wasn't supposed to be in the
Cabbage.
stew. I've forgotten what actually, but it was supposed to be in the rice, not in the stew. And he went to put it inside the stew. So the thing I gave it another flavor, like another taste. So she said she laughed. Like
That
when
is
she
one
saw it,
recipe.
she was like, "Hey, we're done." And so you see where the balance is. And she said she couldn't eat the food though, but she loved it that
Actually
he could have
happened to cook.
to cook
It
because she
makes
was
us
coming.
happy.
Yes, that is that. And same persons because I happen to stay with them
Yeah.
for a long time. Same person when he is kind of broke, he's not having it there. He comes and be like, babe, please, Alpha, wire me 1 or 200 now. Let me sort something. I'll give you back. And the woman is like, at first she'll do that shakara. Oh, no, no, no. Then the next thing she'll be like,
Should give him.
take. And the rest. So this is the balance here. So let's understand that everybody has their role to play. It cannot
Yes.
be
Men
intertwined.
have their own role. Women have
Everybody
their
has their
own
own
role.
role.
So if you're demanding me to help you, help me too. She can help me too, so that we don't have issue.
Yes, that's how it's supposed to be. Like I said, this is how it was in the beginning.
And now you, at least you've made me happy. Yeah. But I don't know inside your heart. Maybe you're just. Alright. So what's your? We have just 2 minutes. Alright. So what's your last? What's your last take for? Will I say men? Because these men, they need to hear the Lord.
Okay, I think this show first of all says somewhat like an implication because